Page 146. This is a theme from a trumpet concerto from a long time ago, if you look at the dates when Haydn lived. Let's look it over and see what we got going. It's 2 pages long, treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signatures, so we're in the key of C major. Make sure you're doing the C major scale like I explained in the video for it. 4/4 time signature. Let's take it one hand at a time, make sure we understand what the hands are doing and the rhythm and everything. And when I first do this, I connect everything, if I can, with the fingers. So thumb starts here, and that puts the hand here to start. And until we move around, you don't need any other finger numbers, and we're not moving around until measure, or the pickup to measure 9. So you don't need any of these other finger numbers. Make sure you're reading these notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get the idea? Not too hard, I hope. Let's go down to measure 7. Eighth notes. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. 2 rest. During the rest, you come up. Now you've moved. So cross over. And then cross over one more time. This is, we got 6 notes to cover with 5 fingers, and this is one of the ways we do it. We just cross over. That's all. During the rest, you got plenty of time to come up here because you just need to be like you were at the beginning. Now that's pretty much the piece, I think, for the right hand. The rest of it is similar to what you had. In the left hand, you got broken chords. You got the C chord or the 1 chord. Then the 4 chord or the F chord, and then the 5/7 chord. We're only using 2 notes, but remember, in a 5/7 chord, a G7 chord, we only need the outside notes. That's 2 notes, and that's what they're doing, the G and the F. That's what it is. Okay. Put the hands together slowly and carefully. I just want to know how they're coordinating together. And the fingers. Make sure that's by itself. Let's go down to measure 10. You're here. One. There. Make sure you're playing the rest. That is, you're quiet. On measure, 12. The left hand gets a rest on beat 1. The right hand gets a rest on beat 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You got to move anyway. You need that. And then connect that. That's basically the hands. You put the hands together and then go back over it slowly and carefully and get rid of the hesitations. Then we'll think about the articulation. This is where it starts to get interesting because the hands are doing different things sometimes. In the right hand, be careful on the staccato because you're lifting up. Don't accent it. So when we push up, we tend to accent. Careful. Don't. The accent, the natural accent, goes on the other note. So in the left hand, chuck, chuck. Now, on measure 7, and the pickup, the note before measure 7, connect all that together. Yeah. I'm just flexing at the wrist on these staccatos. Left hand to pick up the note before measure 13, the last note on page 146. Connect that to the next note because it leads into it, and so we connect it. Don't go, don't separate them. So starting again on measure 12, it's here. That's pretty much the articulation. At the end, the last measure, you get an accent on the last note. So play it a little louder. The staccato. It's by itself because the right hand had a rest there. And once you have the articulation sort of figured out, then we'll think about the dynamics. MF at the beginning. Mezzo forte is sort of loud. That's the melody, which is the right hand. These need to be soft, light in the left hand. Measure, 9? You get a crescendo, you're going to go up. They don't tell you how loud to get. However, on measure 13, you do get a loud. You get a forte. I'm suggesting maybe on measure, 9, you're soft here. Gradually get a little louder with each measure or two. Just take your time. So it's soft. Come up a little bit. A little bit more. A little more. Now you're loud. You could, if you wanted, be loud on measure 12. That's okay. So again, pick up to measure 9. It's soft. And you're loud here in the right hand. The left hand can come up a little louder, but it still needs to be in the background. And then on measure 21, or pick up to measure 21, you're soft again with a crescendo. Now you're only going to go up to moderately loud. So you see the moderately loud later? Right there is moderately loud. So you take your time to get there. It's maybe every 2 or 3 beats here. Soft, a little louder. And then soft, you're echoing that. Now loud. You finish it loud, and there's a retardando there. So that's sort of the dynamics. Again, you need to get comfortable enough with the notes and all that you're not thinking about those. You're listening to the music and getting into the music, and then you feel the dynamics. Speed, brightly, it's a fun piece. Huh? Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We want to feel those. You don't have to take it that fast. Take it a little slower if you want. Experiment with it. Get into the music. Now, just a little bit about what they're talking about at the top of page 146 on this technique hint. On the playing from the surface, the key simply means you're on the key and you play from there. You're not above the key and hitting it. Well, I suggest you do that anyway. If you have time, even on staccatos, you put the fingers on the keys before you play it, and you simply bounce off each time. It's only when it goes fast, like this one, you don't have time for that. You have to come up here, but it's a small motion. It's a bum, bum, bum. It's very small motion. At the bottom of page 147, they have something down there. Write the chord for each above the treble staff, and then the chord number in Roman numerals below the staff. If you want to do that, you go right ahead. For instance, look at the left hand to see what the chord is. That's a C chord or a 1 chord. So you'd write a C above the staff, and you'd write a Roman numeral 1 or a capital I below the staff. And the next one, you got this. Well, that's the 4 chord or the F chord, and then these, that's the 5/7 chord or the G7 chord. So you can go through that if you want to. Then you think, well, what about some of these other measures where the left hand isn't doing anything? You can leave them off. You don't need to write anything there if you don't want to. Like the last measure on page 146, you're here. What chord is that? Well, technically it would be like a G7 chord, but you can just leave it empty. You don't have to write anything there because you're using extra notes that are not in the chord. It gets a little more advanced in there. So I'm suggesting you only put the chords in, the names and numbers, where you actually have a chord in the left hand, and leave the other measures empty. Let's play it together very slowly and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the louds and softs. I'm just going to do notes and rhythms and staccatos and things. So I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest.